Morning and welcome everyone. I'm Jatin Verma. So guys, here is the daily news analysis for 9th of November 2019. तो इस वीडियो में हम द हिंदू के इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज आर्टिकल्स को एनालाइज करेंगे फॉर सैटरडे द 9th ऑफ नवंबर. पीआईबी और इंडियन एक्सप्रेस के आर्टिकल्स भी इनकॉर्पोरेट किए जाएंगे वेयर एवर पॉसिबल एंड रिक्वायर्ड. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. तो सबसे पहले प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन जो रिलेटेड है, जो कि हम देख रहे हैं कि साइक्लोन की बात हो रही है. कल हमने ये क्वेश्चन इनकॉर्पोरेट किया था. द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज डी. द मैंग्रोव ट्रीज डू नॉट गेट अपरूटेड बाय स्टॉर्म्स and tides because of their extensive roots. Stilt roots have numerous functions. One of the most important one for this is to uphold the mangrove tree and ensure its growing space. तो इसका आंसर डी है. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस हम इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं जो रिलेटेड टॉपिक से रहते हैं, राइट. सो कमिंग हियर with reference to the governance of public sector banking in India, कंसिडर दी फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. तो ये भी रिलेटेड एरिया से क्वेश्चन था कल के इसमें आपके डेली न्यूज एनालिसिस में. तो द आंसर फॉर दिस वन इज 2 ओनली. दिस इज द आंसर. नाउ कमिंग हियर, इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज आर्टिकल्स. Moody's lowers India outlook to negative. The company has however left India's current rating Baa2 unchanged. Moody's downgrades outlook for oil PSUs financial institutions. तो maternal death rate declining according to the report by SRS. Sample registration survey का ये कहना है. Then Drupad Mastro to Ramakant no more, right? तो this is Drupad Mastro Ramakant is no more. तो ये आपके लिए आर्ट एंड कल्चर के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. तो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, Moody's Investor Service has downgraded its outlook on India to negative from stable because of the fiscal stimulus given by the government and because of the the capital this tax cut, corporate tax cut announced by the government. This is the fallout of it. And on the top of it, what else is the reason? The reason is that because of this, government's fiscal deficit is going to increase. If the government's fiscal deficit will increase, this will lead to more risk for the people who are investing in India. Sovereign rating downgrade has been done by Moody's, the rating agency. अब इसका नेगेटिव इफेक्ट ये होगा कि जो हमारी कंपनीज हैं, इंडियन कंपनीज हैं, they would be able to borrow loans at a higher rate of interest. They would not be able to borrow the external commercial borrowing loans at a normal rate, at a cheaper rate of interest because of this ratings downgrade. The lenders to India or Indian companies, they take into account this rate of they take into account the rating of a country, the sovereign rating of a country, while deciding their rate of interest. If sovereign rating is poor, then they would downgrade. If sovereign rating is poor, then the banks like London Bank, Bank of America would charge a higher rate of interest from Tatas, Ambanis, Adanis, while they would borrow the loans from these banks. Now the downgrade in the sovereign outlook was followed by a downgrade in the outlook for a number of public sector and private sector Indian companies. The company has however left India's current rating Baa2 unchanged. This implies that slowing economy has not yet affected India's current rating but could in the future. तो slowing economy, इंडिया की जो इकोनॉमी में स्लो डाउन देखने को मिल रहा है ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर में, कल हमने बात करी थी कंस्ट्रक्शन सेक्टर की, तो उन सब न्यूज के चलते दिस इज हैपनिंग. इन इट्स रिबटल, गवर्नमेंट का ये कहना है इंडिया रिमेन्स वन ऑफ द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग मेजर इकोनॉमीज इन द वर्ल्ड, समथिंग रीअफर्म्ड बाय IMF. तो गवर्नमेंट इज ट्राइंग टू डिफेंड इटसेल्फ. नाउ द एजेंसी फर्दर सेड दैट व्हाइल द गवर्नमेंट स्टेप्स to support the economy should help reduce the depth and duration of the growth slowdown. गवर्नमेंट ने जो स्टेप लिए हैं उसके चलते ग्रोथ स्लोडाउन कम तो होना चाहिए. अ प्रोलॉन्ग्ड फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेस अमंग रूरल हाउसहोल्ड्स, वीक जॉब क्रिएशन. तो रूरल हाउसहोल्ड के लिए भी एज वी हैव सीन गवर्नमेंट हैज डन समथिंग इन द रीसेंट पास्ट. जो एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स का कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स से जो लिंक किया गया है, कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स फॉर एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स has been linked with Manrega wages. That means as and when there would be an increase in the inflation as per the index for agricultural laborers, government would be increasing this. गवर्नमेंट वुड बी इंक्रीजिंग द वेजेस फॉर द मनरेगा वर्कर्स। तो रूरल इकोनॉमी को बूस्ट देने के लिए ये किया गया है। वीक जॉब क्रिएशन एंड अ क्रेडिट क्रंच अमंग द नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस। नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस क्रेडिट लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी में एक इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं। अब नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज के पास में यदि क्रेडिट नहीं होगा तो ये प्रॉब्लम होना एक वजह से इनएविटेबल है, राइट। तो अब क्रेडिट नहीं जाएगा लोगों के पास में तो फिर लोग प्रोडक्शन नहीं करेंगे। कंपनीज, छोटे बड़े जो फैक्ट्रीज हैं, दे वुड नॉट बी एबल टू प्रोड्यूस। इफ दे वुड नॉट बी एबल टू प्रोड्यूस, नेचुरली there will be employment cut, there would be cut in the wages, salaries and profit of these factories. Moreover, the prospects of further reforms that would support business investment and growth at high levels and significantly broaden the narrow tax base. तो further reforms जो गवर्नमेंट ने ये कहा है कि further reforms और ज़्यादा लाए जाएंगे इकोनॉमी में, this would support business investment and growth at high levels and significantly broaden the narrow tax base. These prospects have diminished because गवर्नमेंट ने जो करना था, गवर्नमेंट ने ज़्यादातर चीज़ें कर दी हैं। बट अगर हम देखेंगे रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट या फिर कल जो 25,000 करोड़ रुपीस का फंड क्रिएट किया गया है, उन सब चीज़ों के चलते एक आशा जताई जा सकती है। ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर के लिए कुछ खास नहीं किया गया। Automobile sector has not been provided the relief that it was asking for in the form of GST rate cut on the cars, on the automobiles. Now, credit rating agency Moody's has downgraded the ratings outlook for the top oil public sector undertakings. Indian Oil Corporation की रेटिंग को कट किया गया है, हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम, लाइकवाइज ये सभी जो ऑयल सेक्टर कंपनीज हैं इनका रेटिंग्स कट किया गया है। आईटी मेजर जो इंडिया की है, इन्फोसिस और टाटा कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज, उनका भी नेगेटिव कर दिया गया रेटिंग, राइट। तो दिस इज अ वेरी बैड न्यूज फॉर इंडिया, क्योंकि सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनीज भी, आईटी मेजर भी, जिनका एक्सपोजर रहता है यूएसए और अदर फॉरेन मार्केट से, उनका भी रेटिंग कट किया गया। मूडीज ऑल्सो रिवाइज द रेटिंग आउटलुक फॉर 6 फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस इंक्लूडिंग State Bank of India and HDFC Bank following the change in outlook of these sovereign ratings. Exim India, HUDCO, IRFC and Hero FinCorp are the other 4 financial institutions which also saw a change in the outlook to negative. The rating outlooks for Bank of India, Canara Bank, Oriental Bank of Commerce, Syndicate Bank and Union Bank of India were maintained at stable. तो बैंकिंग सेक्टर में क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने जो रिकैपिटलाइजेशन बॉन्ड्स, कैपिटल इन्फ्यूजन की बात करी है, गवर्नमेंट ने ये अच्छा कदम लिया था कि कैपिटल इन्फ्यूजन शुड हैपन इन दीज बैंक्स। तो कैपिटल इन्फ्यूजन के चलते इन बैंकों की रेटिंग को डाउनग्रेड नहीं किया गया। बैंक्स को गवर्नमेंट ने इंसुलेट करने की यहाँ पे कोशिश करी है, विच इज व्हाट इज reflected in the fact that Moody's has not cut the rating for these banking companies of India. Now maternal death rate, social issues के लिए GS mains paper 3 के लिए और GS mains paper 1 के लिए this article is important. A decline of 8 points in the maternal death rate was observed in India's maternal mortality ratio during 2014-16 according to the latest released Sample Registration Survey 2015-17 Bulletin for MMR. India's maternal mortality ratio has seen a decline from 130 per 1 lakh live births in 2014 to 2016 to 122 per 1 lakh live births. यानी कि if Indian mothers are giving birth to 1 lakh live babies, earlier there used to be, for every set of 1 lakh live baby births, 130 women used to die, but now this number has come down to 122. This is a good news for India and this is the vindication of the fact that Pradhan Mantri Matritva Sahyog Yojana, maternal maternity leave और maternity benefit leave, ये सब जो चीजें करी गई हैं recent past में, Maternity Benefit Act 2017 has been brought about. All these steps taken towards the betterment of women and the maternal and child health care, जननी सुरक्षा योजना, उनके लिए एक रिपोर्ट कार्ड है कि these schemes are having a positive impact on the condition of the women insofar as the mothers are concerned, right? The figure has declined from 167 in 2011-2013 to 130 in 2014-16 and to 122 in the latest survey, sample registration survey, registering a 6.15% reduction since the last survey figures of 2014-16. तो 10% से कम है. You have to generalize this statement like an administrator. So it is more than 5%, yes, but it is less than 10%, and this will help us in achieving the sustainable development goal. Sustainable development goal number कौन सा है ये आप बताएंगे. What sustainable development goal number will be there? This you would have to answer, right? While Karnataka has shown the highest percentage decline in maternal mortality rate, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh have shown an increase by 15 points each. Uttar Pradesh और मध्य प्रदेश, जिन्हें हम बीमारू स्टेट्स कहते आ रहे हैं, बिहार, महाराष्ट्र, बिहार, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान, उत्तर प्रदेश, उन स्टेट्स में ये ज्यादा कोई डिक्लाइन देखते हुए नहीं दिख रहा है, लेकिन 15 पॉइंट्स की डिक्लाइन होना अपने आप में एक बड़ी बात है, राइट? कर्नाटका इज द टॉपर. Now, to understand the maternal mortality situation in the country better and to map the changes, especially at the regional level, what changes are happening at the regional level, government has categorized states into 3 groups: empowered action group states, southern states, and other states. Empowered action group states are, as I told you, these are like Bimaru states in India. तो इनमें extra effort की जरूरत है. Now, maternal mortality rate of UP and MP increased by more than 7% in 2015-17 compared to 2014-16, while it declined in other states. Kerala, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu have the lowest MMR. States with best MMR rates which also saw a high decline. तो best MMR rates होने के बावजूद भी southern states में और ज़्यादा decline देखने को मिल रहा है. Maternal mortality rate. बिहार, झारखंड, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, ओडिशा, राजस्थान, they fall under empowered action group states. These states need to take some extra effort. They need to take some extra steps. They need to go beyond the conventional methods for bringing down the maternal mortality rate. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu are in the southern states group. Others comprise the remaining states and union territories. The decline has been most significant in empowered action group states from 188 to 175. Now the ratio has reduced considerably from 77 to 72 per 1 lakh live births among the southern states, and in other states from 93 to 90. Rajasthan's MMR has shown the highest decrease by 13 points, followed by Odisha and Karnataka. The states of Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, and Punjab have not shown any change in the maternal mortality rate. तो maternal mortality rate पंजाब का वैसे ही अच्छा है, but there is still a scope for improvement, but no improvement is happening. And even in Bihar, improvement is not happening. So these things are important for your prelims, that whether there was any change in Bihar, one of the empowered action group states, or not, right? So these things are there. Likewise, Maharashtra retained its second position with 155 and Tamil Nadu its third position with 63. So in this light, what is the special provision, what are the special provisions in national health policy insofar as your maternal mortality ratio is concerned, right? Insofar as maternal health is concerned, we have talked about a few schemes, Pradhan Mantri Matritva Sahyog Yojana and Maternity Benefit Act for the organized sector. This reduction in maternal mortality rate is like a positive news or is a report card for even your Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat program, right? So this is how you can use these findings to your advantage in the answer while writing the positive points in the mains answer. Now coming here, Drupad Mastro, Ramakant Gandecha no more. So Drupad Mastro and Padma Shri awardee, 56 years, passed away. He was the younger one of the Gandecha brothers. brothers performed Dhrupad, one of the oldest classical Hindustani musical forms in the world. So this is relevant for your GS Mains Paper 1, GS Mains Paper 1 Art and Culture. Now you are required to read a bit more about Dhrupad. So here is the background section. Dhrupad is a genre in Hindustani classical music from the Indian subcontinent. It is the oldest style of music, major vocal styles associated with Hindustani classical music, Haveli Sangeet, and also related to the South Indian Carnatic tradition. The roots of Dhrupad music are ancient and it is discussed in the Hindu Sanskrit text Natya Shastra, right? 200 BCE to 200 CE. It is spiritual, heroic, thoughtful, virtuous, embedding moral wisdom or solemn form of song music combination. Now, yesterday we had read something about OCI, Atish Tasir, and mother term OCI revocation by India, OCI revocation plan and act of reprisal. So they are saying that the fact that this Atish Tasir has been denied the OCI now, his OCI status has been revoked by the government of India. So Union government announced that it would revoke the Overseas Citizens of India card of the author and journalist Atish Tasir over what the government said was his attempt to conceal information that his father Salman Tasir was of Pakistani origin. The Home Ministry said he had failed to dispute the notice it had sent asking him to explain the lapse. PIO and OCI, there are over 30 million overseas Indians living abroad and the remittance of close to $69 billion annually by overseas Indians. They can be categorized in the three broad categories: NRIs, PIOs and OCIs. A non-resident Indian is a citizen of India who has temporarily emigrated to another country for 6 months. तो ये कल हमने न्यूज़ पढ़ी थी. You can cover the background of OCI from the yesterday's daily news analysis, right? PIOs and OCI card holders are not citizens but people who want to stay connected and involved with India more closely. They have to be involved with India. We had seen that PIO scheme has been abolished, rather it has been merged with OCI. So what are the salient features of OCI scheme? In the light of this news, OCI scheme becomes even more important. Now today is the time for me to ask a question from you. OCI scheme is regulated by what ministry? OCI scheme is administered by which ministry in the government of India? So you have to answer in the comment section. The PIO card was first implemented in 2002 as a benefit to foreign nationals who could establish at least a third generation tie to Indian origin. So if anybody's grandfather was staying in India, so they would be able to get the PIO card, right? So we had seen this OCI card scheme was implemented in 2005 by the previous UPA government led by Congress. So this carried more benefits. But then in 2015, PIO scheme was merged with OCI. So what are the benefits of PIO? Yesterday I had explained these benefits. तो आज हम इसे नहीं पढ़ेंगे, आज हम सिर्फ इसे I'm giving you the glimpse of it. तो आप इसे read कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे, and if you so desire you can take the screenshot as well. Now the holders also enjoy parity with NRIs. So this is about OCI, right? This is about the PIO which has now been merged with OCI. So these are the benefits. These are the benefits of Overseas Citizens of India scheme. Now coming here, Goyal, the Commerce Minister, lays out nuts and bolts of RCEP decision. So since the government of India has finally decided that in the interests of the farmers, we have opted out of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So Commerce Minister has briefed the Union Council of Ministers on the country's decision not to join the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Long-standing reasons, he emphatically denied that India had put in any last-minute deal breakers. He said कि इंडिया ने जानबूझ के कोई deal breakers नहीं insert किए हैं last minute में. Instead, the reasons were said to be of long-standing. पहले से ही हमारे grudges थे. We were keeping across the points to the RCEP proposed member countries, but they were not accepting. We want a visa-free regime, but they are not giving that to us. We want the free movement of persons, professionals, mode 4 as we call it. So mode 4 mein they were not open to it. So that is why we had to take some steps, right? Among the reasons are some that are already in the public domain, like the threat of circumvention of rules of origin due to tariff differentials. So threat is that Indian market could be flooded with goods emanating from RCEP countries, especially China. Then we had proposed auto trigger. Auto trigger means कि अगर चाइना से एक हद से ज़्यादा imports इंडिया में आएंगे, ऑटो ट्रिगर विल ऑटोमेटिकली किक इन. ऑटो ट्रिगर मतलब अपने आप ड्यूटीज जो हैं राइज हो जाएंगी चाइनीज गुड्स के लिए. इफ दिस इज चाइना एंड इफ दिस इज इंडिया, लेट अस सपोज बोथ दीज कंट्रीज वुड डिसाइड कि अगर चाइना से 100 मिलियन टन ऑफ स्टील से ज्यादा अगर एक क्वार्टर में या एक ईयर में आएगा, तो ड्यूटी जो है 0% से अपने आप 10% हो जाएगी, ताकि इंडिया में जो हम एंटी डंपिंग ड्यूटी आज लगाते हैं वो ऑटो ट्रिगर हो जाएगी एक वे से. तो ये मान लिया जाएगा अगर 100 मिलियन टन से भी ज्यादा स्टील चाइना से आ रहा है, तो दिस विल बी एज्यूम्ड दैट देयर इज अ काइंड ऑफ डंपिंग फ्रॉम चाइनीज कंपनीज इनटू इंडिया. नाउ also a long standing request of India that the base rate of customs duties be changed from 2014 to 2019. तो यानी कि ये कह रहे हैं कि 2014 में जो बेस रेट था उसको लिया जाएगा. RCEP countries they want base rate would be taken as 2014. अब 2014 में हमारी कस्टम्स ड्यूटीज जो है ज्यादा होती थी, अब उस ज्यादा ड्यूटी का परसेंटेज रिड्यूस करने को कहा जा रहा है. तो इंडिया ये कह रहा है कि आप 2019 को बेस लें और उसका परसेंटेज डिसाइड करें कि उस 2019 का एग्जिस्टिंग जो कस्टम्स ड्यूटी रेट है उससे कितना रेट कट हमें करना है. एज द RCEP even if signed in 2019 would be ratified only by 2022, which means that the 2014 base rate would be hugely outdated even for the takeoff point of agreement, right? तो लेकिन as the RCEP even if signed in would be ratified only by 2022. तो RCEP कंट्रीज का ये कहना है 2014 बेस रेट तो एक डेकेड पुराना हो जाएगा ऑलमोस्ट. तो वो ये RCEP कंट्रीज ये कह रही है कि 2019 के रेट को हमें बेस रेट लेना चाहिए. नाउ a request was also made for tariff lines to be on an auto trigger safeguard. This I have explained now. Along with the review clause, India wants the insertion of a review clause at a periodicity of 3. As India's experience with free trade agreements has been that it often leads to huge import increases that impair the domestic industry due to dumping. So, dumping of goods from Philippines, from Australia, from Japan would lead to the crash of Indian manufacturing. ऑलरेडी मेक इन इंडिया से हमें कुछ ज़्यादा सक्सेस अभी नहीं मिली है. इट्स बीन लाइक 5 years नाउ टू मेक इन इंडिया. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर का जो इंडिया में ग्रोथ है, कंट्रीब्यूशन है जीडीपी में, दैट इज जस्ट 16.66% जीडीपी कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. वी वांट टू इंक्रीज इट बट वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू इंक्रीज इट. नाउ RCEP is a bus which India can't afford to miss, and India can't afford to either board this bus. Why? Because of the fact that we are not as competitive as these economies, Japan, Australia, China especially. Already we have got a free trade agreement with ASEAN, but these countries like China, Japan and Australia, which are having a huge expertise in automobile, South Korea also, so we won't be able to compete with them, right? On the top of it, India being one of the populous countries is being denied the right to movement of professionals. We want that our professionals, our Infosys engineers should be able to easily go to Philippines and other countries, but that is being denied. Most significantly, an exclusion of most favored nation obligation was sought in the investment chapter. Exclusion, that is, India has given most favored nation status looking at its strategic interests. Right now, it cannot be anyone's case that what India gives to its strategic partners or for geopolitical reasons will be handed out to all the RCEP countries. Most favored nation criteria ये है, suppose if you are my best friend, if I declare you as the best friend, then in order to maintain the equality in the class, school class or college class, I have to treat everyone as my best friend. I have to treat everyone as my most favored friend. RCEP कंट्रीज ये कह रहे हैं कि मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन यदि इंडिया ने किसी एक नेशन को डिक्लेयर करा तो बाकी सभी कंट्रीज को भी मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन का दर्जा देना होगा, और जो मोस्ट फेवर्ड नेशन को जो भी कंसेशंस दिए गए हैं बाकी सभी RCEP कंट्रीज को भी वही सब कंसेशंस देने पड़ेंगे. प्लेनली व्हाट दिस मींस इज दैट विदाउट adequate safeguards, RCEP could end up being an FTA with China. अब इंडिया का ये कहना है कि अगर RCEP अगर इस वे में जिस वे में RCEP कंट्रीज चाहते हैं, अगर RCEP अग्रीमेंट को इस वे में इंप्लीमेंट किया गया तो RCEP would be nothing more than FTA with China through the back door. क्योंकि इंडिया डायरेक्टली तो चाइना से नहीं करता, FTA नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि चाइना और इंडिया का जो ट्रेड डेफिसिट है ऑलरेडी $60 बिलियन का है. वी आर इंपोर्टिंग $60 बिलियन वर्थ ऑफ गुड्स मोर देन व्हाट वी आर एबल टू एक्सपोर्ट टू चाइना. तो अब अगर चाइना को $60 बिलियन ज्यादा ऑलरेडी इंडिया से जा रहे हैं तो चाइना की गुड्स को इंडिया कंसेशन क्यों देगा, चाहे डायरेक्टली बायलैटरल डील में या फिर इनडायरेक्टली RCEP के साथ मिलके, राइट. तो गवर्नमेंट विल आल्सो गो अहेड विद इंडिविजुअल FTA नेगोशिएशंस विद द US एंड यूरोपियन यूनियन, बट क्लियरली दीज एफर्ट्स वुड बी इन्फॉर्म्ड बाय RCEP एक्सपीरियंस. तो जो हमारा बिटर एक्सपीरियंस रहा है RCEP नेगोशिएशंस में उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए, लर्निंग अ लेसन फ्रॉम दोज नेगोशिएशंस, वी वुड बी नेगोशिएटिंग विद यूरोपियन यूनियन एंड USA. बट प्रॉब्लम ये आती है कि USA और यूरोपियन यूनियन में तो ऑलरेडी रिसेशन चल रहा है, तो दीज आर लाइक old age countries. Now they are in their sunset years. Era is of Asia. 21st century is of Asia. But we, by opting out of RCEP, we are moving towards West now. West is already facing protectionism and other things, right? तो ये सब चीजें हैं. Now, page 13, norms eased for onion imports. तो अब onion imports, क्योंकि जो प्राइसेस अनियन के पीछे हमने देखा कि there was an increase in the price of onion, the decision to immediately import a substantial amount of onions was taken at a meeting chaired by Cabinet Secretary. National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India had a 55,000 ton buffer stock. Now, too hot to handle. Onion prices usually rise in the last months of every year, and 2019 is no exception. A look at the bulbs price trend. तो अब इसका अगर हम एनालिसिस करें, why is it the case in India that on an ad hoc basis we allow the export and import of prices when the price of the onion has already done the damage? जब प्याज जो है आंसू हमारे बहा चुका है, उसके बाद अगर आप इंपोर्ट अलाउ करोगे तो आप क्या कर रहे हो, रुमाल दे रहे हो या क्या कर रहे हो, राइट. गवर्नमेंट का जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेड प्राइस मैकेनिज्म है, देयर हैज टू बी सम बॉडी. अर्लियर देयर यूज्ड टू बी कमोडिटीज एक्सचेंज और these type of bodies were there. So we need to envisage as to whether there is going to be a fall in the supply, whether there is going to be a decline in the domestic supply of onions, and we need to foresee this, and accordingly we should have allowed the import of onions well in advance before the prices started rising. और एक और चीज आती है जो ब्लैक मार्केटिंग और ये जो कंपनीज हैं सफल एक्सेट्रा, even as the government is whiffle here, government has not been able to provide onions at a cheaper price, but Safal, even as the onion price was rupees 55 or 60 or 70, Safal, these chain of vegetable outlets was able to sell the onions at 25 rupees. So we need to look deeper into it, whether they were the one, these private vegetable food chains, are these the ones who are hoarding the onions? कहीं ये मुनाफाखोरी के लिए ये बड़ी बड़ी जो चेन्स हैं ये तो नहीं कर रही? अच्छा, अगर फंडामेंटल रीजंस पे आए तो वी नीड टू हैव अ चेन ऑफ वेयर हाउसेज, वी नीड टू हैव अ चेन ऑफ वेयर हाउसेज। तो कोल्ड स्टोरेज फैसिलिटीज, या फिर हम फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिन्हें कहते हैं, इनके होने की जरूरत है। जैसे कि हम कहते हैं कि अनियन पेस्ट एक्सेट्रा प्रिजर्वेटिव्स के साथ में, सो दैट वी कैन अवॉइड दीज काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियोज। नाउ द टाइट सप्लाई वाज कॉज्ड मोस्टली बाय लेट रेन्स डिस्ट्रॉइंग द अर्ली खरीफ हार्वेस्ट and disrupting the storage and transport, even as last season's rabi stocks ran out. पिछले सीजन का जो राबी स्टॉक है वो भी खत्म हो गया, लेकिन इंपोर्ट करने में देरी क्यों हुई? सरकार की तरफ से इंपोर्ट अलाउ करने में देरी नहीं होनी चाहिए, राइट? सो दिस इज वन क्वेश्चन. डू यू थिंक दैट वी नीड टू हैव सम बॉडी टू एनविसेज वेल इन एडवांस? क्योंकि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फूड एंड सिविल सप्लाईज पे, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर पे भी ये एलिगेशंस लगते रहे हैं कि जानबूझ के जो ट्रेडर्स हैं, जो एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट में हैं इंडिया में, उनको बेनिफिट देने के लिए शायद ऐसा किया जाता है कि जानबूझ के डोमेस्टिक ट्रेडर्स को कई बार फायदा देने के लिए लेट से इंपोर्ट अलाउ किया जाता है, जो कि कस्टमर के लिए हानिकारक होता है. दूसरी बात करें तो फार्मर को तो आज भी अनियन का, इवन दो प्राइस इज 55 रुपीज, फार्मर मस्ट बी गेटिंग जस्ट 15 रुपीज पर केजी. तो ये जो मिडल मैन है, तो इन मिडल मैन को, यहाँ पे कंज्यूमर है, कंज्यूमर इज बाइंग इट एट ₹70-60, बट फार्मर इज गेटिंग जस्ट 15 रुपीज. तो ये जो चेन है मिडल मैन की, इनको रिड्यूस करने की नीड है. इसके लिए वी नीड टू अमेंड दी एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस मार्केटिंग कमिटीज एक्ट. मॉडल एक्ट वाज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द यूनियन मिनिस्ट्री, बट दैट एक्ट वाज नॉट adopted or passed by the state governments or state legislative assemblies, because agriculture is a state subject. Agriculture state list का कौन सा entry number है, this you have to tell, right? So this is there. Until November 30, the phytosanitary and fumigation norms have also been liberalized. तो ये सब चीजें हमारी तरफ से करी गई हैं अनियन प्राइजेस को थोड़ा सा अनियन मार्केट में राहत लाने के लिए, राइट? तो दिस वाज देयर. अलाउ विमेन टू परफॉर्म कीर्तन एट गोल्डन टेम्पल. पंजाब असेंबली यूनानिमसली पास द रेजोल्यूशन अर्जिंग द अकाल तख्त एंड शिरोमणि गुरुद्वारा प्रबंधक कमेटी टू अलाउ सिख women to sing hymns in the sanctum sanctorum of the golden temple. So this is again women entry into temples or religious shrines, right? The resolution was moved by the minister who said Sikhism founder Guru Nanak Dev Ji fought against caste and gender inequality throughout his life, and the discrimination against women should also end. He rejected the Akali leaders' claim that according to Sikh according to Sikh religious code of conduct, women are not allowed to perform kirtan. So this is GS mains paper 1, social issues, right? We have already seen Sabarimala temple issue. We have already seen Maharashtra mein temple reform movement, right? And other part is you need to juxtapose, you need to see these two articles, right to freedom in religion versus right to equality. Right to equality under article 14 of constitution. तो क्या right to manage religious affairs absolute है? क्या हम article 14 को neglect कर सकते हैं? ऑलरेडी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की बहुत सारी जजमेंट्स इस इशू पे आई हैं, ट्रिपल तलाक जजमेंट, देन योर सबरीमला इशू. उसके बावजूद भी ये जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, दिस इज कंटिन्यूइंग. तो डिफरेंट आर्ग्यूमेंट्स आर देयर वाज नो मेंशन इन द सिख हिस्ट्री ऑफ एनी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन अगेंस्ट वुमेन, सेड द मिनिस्टर. ओनली सिख मेन परफॉर्म कीर्तन एट द गोल्डन टेम्पल एज ऑफ नाउ. सो दिस इज देयर. IE explained yesterday, we had covered that. So you can watch this in the yesterday's daily The Hindu News Analysis by me here on this YouTube channel itself. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel in order to get regular updates regarding the daily news analysis. Every day I will be taking this daily news analysis session on this YouTube channel at around 9:15 AM. 9 AM के around stipulated time है. So I'll be starting the daily news analysis around this time. So you can subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get alerts as and when I would be doing the daily The Hindu News Analysis. Yesterday we had done the editorial analysis also, but there is not much in the newspaper today. So that is why this is the end of it. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.